Welcome back, you beautiful souls, to a new part of What If Deku Had Adaptation. So, where we last left off the last part, Sakura, she had returned home. She had met with All Might. She met with Katsuki. They had made plans to, meet up in a couple of days to catch up and see how each other, what's been going on in each other's life. Because in during the conversation, Sakura did pick up on something, some of Katsuki's body language, that he was nervous about something, and something was just off about it, and she couldn't tell what it was. So we cut to the next day, and during breakfast, Inko asks Sakura, "So, what are you going to be doing for for the next 10 months? Like, don't you have to go to school for this semester?" And Sakura's like, "Oh no, I've already finished. I've already finished all the middle school work and everything, and I actually already had it set up to where I take my equivalency test because." Honestly, I'd rather focus the next 10 months on, really training to, get into UA. I've been doing a lot of physical stuff. I haven't really studied a lot for it academically. So, and then Inka's like, "So what's going on between you and that Bakugo boy?" And Sakura catches this, and she's like, "Mom, it was an accident, and plus we were little kids, and something like that happens again, I won't get hurt, Mom. He is a good guy. Just please, if he ever comes over, don't ream into him." And Inko's like, "Fine, sweetie, if you've forgiven him, I guess I'm gonna have to forgive him too, but I'm still upset with that boy for what he did to you." And Sakura's like, "I know," and she's looking at her dad, and Hisashi's like, "I really don't have anything to say about this, sweetie. I don't like the boy because of what he did, but if you want to have a friendship with him, that's on you. I can't really stop you. It's not my place to control who you can really hang out. Now, if I thought he was a bad kid, I would definitely have an issue with it, but you guys were kids, and sorry about that. You guys were kids, and it's been a while. Everyone can change." So Sakura gives him a hug, and she's like, "Well, I've got to get off. I've got to go to the testing building." So on our way there and everything, she's just looking around the city, because I would say the test is in the early afternoon, and this is still a morning. She's jogging around and everything because she was jumping at the start. But then a pro stopped her and said, "Didn't I tell you this the other day?" And Sakura's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, fine. I'll just jog." So she begins to jog around the city, and she accidentally runs into someone, and the kid is wearing a hoodie. And she helps him up, and she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there, and I am kind of in a hurry. I kind of sightseed for a little too long, and I do needed to go take a test and everything." And she basically stops, and the kid basically puts his hoodie back on, and it's like, "It's not appropriate to stare at people's scars, right?" And Sakura's like, "Oh no, that's not what I was looking at. I was actually looking at your hair." And the kid's like, wow, most people, the first thing they notice is this. Like, kind of pointing to his face. It's like, oh, no, I get that, and I understand what it's like. And the boy's like, how would you know? And Sakura basically pulls down her shirt a little bit, showing, like, a scar on her shoulder and everything. And she's like, yeah, my quirk, like, didn't get rid of this entirely. And he's like, so you have a regeneration quirk? And Sakura's like, no, my quirk's adaptation. In any case, here's my number, and if you need any medical help or anything, I'll cover the medical bill if you're hurt. I'm sorry, but I really gotta go. And she basically leaps off, and the boy is standing there thinking, it's like, huh, she's kind of cute. And on Sakura's like kind of blushing, she's like, oh my god, he was so cute. So and she's like, I can't believe, like, I gave him my number, like, oh my god. In any case, I gotta get this test done. So she goes, takes her test, comes home, and she tells her parents about the boy she met. And they're like, so you met a boy? Inko says to Sakura, like, kind of grinning a little bit. And Sakura's like, Mom, it's not right like that, though he was kind of cute. But I've felt like I've seen that hair before, or that combination, or it just seemed familiar for some weird reason. So most of you can already guess that this is Shoto Todoroki. So in this, there's a few things I'm going to be changing about Shoto. For one thing, Endeavor's no longer a hero, because in this I'm changing it to where it wasn't his mother that gave him this scar. It was his dad. So Endeavor was arrested for child abuse and lost his hero license and everything. Excuse me. One moment. So her parents are kind of asking her about this boy, and so she basically told him that he seemed familiar for some reason. And when she describes the boy, her parents kind of look at her, and she's like, what's wrong? Wait, you met the Todoroki boy? And she's like, I guess? Why is that weird? And they're like, well, have you heard about Endeavor? And she's like, oh my god, I should have, I'm such an idiot. I should have got his number too. And they're like, what? And she's like, yeah, I kind of gave him my number, but I didn't get his. And, well, I read about that, and he seemed okay, but I could tell he probably... It's just, oh man, well, I guess I'll ask... Yeah, I can ask him later. And they're like, who can you ask? And they're like, oh, nobody, Mom. Nobody, Dad. Well, in any case, is dinner ready? Because I am kind of hungry. So Inko brings, like, dinner out. And they eat and everything. The next morning, Sakura gets up early. And Inko's like, oh, you're up early, sweetie. And she's like, yeah, I kind of have to meet, Kachan. And I I think we're gonna, like, eat breakfast somewhere before, like, we go do something that I hate. Go out and hang out and everything. I think we're gonna go get something to eat. And Inka's like, oh, so you're going on a date. And Sakura kind of blushes. She's like, Mom, it's... No! We're just friends. I don't even think of him like that. And Inka's like, why are you blushing? Well, you two been, like, kind of... In any case, Mom, I really gotta go. And so Sakura leaves, and she gets to the Bakugo residence and rings the doorbell. Mitsuki answers, and she's like, young Midoriya, Katsuki did say you were coming over. Have you ate yet? And she's like, no. Well, do you want to join us? And Sakura looks up at her. I thought, and Mitsuki's like, oh, you two were little kids. It was more Katsuki's fault. And Sakura's like, oh, no, Mitsuki kind of laughs a little bit. And she's like, Katsuki, breakfast's getting cold. Katsuki comes to the stairs and says, I was just putting on, and he says, and Sakura's like, Kachan, you should probably put on a shirt before we leave. Mom, why didn't you not say she was here already? Says Katsuki as he runs, like, back to his room to get a shirt. And as he comes down, he's like, what, are you embarrassed? And Katsuki's like, comes down, and it's like, it's not like that, he says while grabbing a slice of bread. And he tells Sakura, like, well, we should go. And Mitsuki's like, but she was gonna have breakfast with us. And Katsuki's like, we'll get something somewhere else. Like, we really need to get going. And he basically grabs Sakura and, like, pulls her out. And Sakura, like, as soon as they get out, like, away from the house, she starts busting out laughing. And she's like, so what was all that about? And Katsuki's like, nothing. She's just, like, since the other day, she's been kind of bugging me, asking me, like, she, like, saying that you were kind of cute and everything, and she would approve, and all this nonsense. And Sakura's laughing, it's like, my parents were doing the same thing, kinda, sorta. So, do you like me? And Katsuki's like, kinda stops, and it's like, not you two, Sakura. I like you, but I don't like you like that. Like, you're my... I think of you as a rival, especially after the other day. And you're not the only one that's gotten strong. And the Sakura kind of laughs and is like, yeah, I could tell. You were kind of ripped, Kachan. Basically walking over, poking his bicep a little bit. And Katsuki is like, whatever, we should probably get something to eat before we go to do what you called yesterday about. And Sakura's like, oh yeah, I also wanted to talk to you. Like, does the Todoroki kid live around here or something? Live in the city? And Katsuki's like, Todoroki? Who's that? And she's like, you know, the ex-pro hero Endeavor? And Katsuki's like, oh, you mean his son? Yeah, he lives in the city now. Him and his mom kind of moved out of, like, that house after the whole thing with the Endeavor went down. It was all over in the news. And the Sakura's like, okay. Well, we're going to be going to this beach. Someone asked me to meet them there, but I kind of want to look around because I don't really know the city too well that much. So they make their way to take up a beach, and they see it's kind of littered. And she's like, wonder why is he? Do you want us to clean this up? And Katsuki kind of gets us, like, who's he? And Sakura's like, oh, no one. It's just was supposed to get some training from this person, but the beach is kind of dirty. And Sakura then, like, kind of looks at Katsuki intensely. Like, you know, like, when people would give you, like, a look of intensity. And Katsuki's like, what's up? And Sakura's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just really deep in thought. Maybe we should clean this place up. Like, it's a beach, right? And it can't be good for the environment if all this trash is here. Excuse me. So Katsuki and Sakura do begin to like clean the beach up. And they do this for about a week. And All Might shows up. And he's like, oh, what? Wasn't this place littered? And Sakura like turns around. She's like, oh my, you're here. And Katsuki's like, wait, the guy that you were supposed to meet is All Might? What? You could have told me this. What? Sakura, you jerk. And All Might's like, calm down, young man. Young Midoriya, this is your friend, right? And I'm surprised you are doing what I was going to ask you to do. And Sakura's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And All Might's like, so what's your friend doing here? And Sakura basically explains that, well, it's been, what has it been, Kachan? See, we're 15 now? So that would have been, it's been 9 years since we've talked. We've been catching up. And this is when Sakura basically asks All Might, and like, is it okay if I tell him, because it kind of deals with what I've come to the decision about it. And All Might's like, what, you've had second thoughts? And she's like, yeah. So All Might kind of deflates, and Katsuki's like, you're not the real All Might. And Sakura turns to him and is like, he's the real All Might. It's probably better if he explains. So All Might explains to Katsuki about his injury. And this is when Sakura pipes up. And, well, I've been thinking about it, Kachan. I don't want his quirk. You should take it. And then Katsuki's like, so you're not going to take his quirk? Well, in that case, I don't want it either. I want to be able to beat you with my own power. And All Might's like, is really impressed by this. And he's like, young man, you're denying like this quirk? And Katsuki turns to All Might and he's like, it's like, I appreciate the thought looking at both Sakura and All Might, but I haven't been sitting around for the past 9 years, Sakura. I've been training to one day, like, beat you in a fair fight. It seems like you've gotten a lot stronger. So All Might's like, well, in that case, well, I do have someone else in mind. But in any case, I should train you two. I'm surprised you were able to clean up so much of the beach in a week. And I would say half the beach is cleaned up. And Sakura's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize how light the stuff was, and I kind of went at it really hard one day, and then I noticed Kachan, and I figured he'd get better use out of moving the stuff, so I've basically just been compacting it while he is... And Katsu's like, oh, crud. Yeah, I've been using my explosions to kind of destroy some things here and there. And All Might's like, that's kind of dangerous. And Katsuki's like, yeah, I know, looking at Sakura. And All Might's like, what's up? And Sakura, like, relieves a heavy breath. And she basically pulls her shirt down. All Might kind of freaks out a little bit. And he's like, young lady, what are you doing? And Sakura's like, I'm not stripping All Might, but she shows All Might her scar. And All Might looks at Katsuki and then looks at her. And it's like, wait, he did this to you? And Katsuki's like, yeah, we were kids, and it was around the same time when my quirk first activated. I didn't realize how dangerous it could be, but... And he turns to Sakura. It's like, I'm really sorry, Sakura. I haven't been this whole week. I've been worried about like how to speak to you about that. I'm concerned that I'm gonna hurt you, and I'm not sure about being a hero with such a dangerous quirk. And this is when All Might basically says, young man, how about this? You do want to be a hero, but you're not sure about it because of how dangerous your quirk is. How about this? I will train you for the next 9 months and a few weeks. And we'll work on your handicap a little bit. And this is when Sakura pipes up, and she's like, oh my, do you mind if we spar here? I'm pretty sure I can take what he has. And All Might's like, are you sure about this? And she's like, definitely. Just to prove it. How about you punch me with with one of your best punches? And All Might's a little worried. And this is when Sakura turns around and basically throws like a max punch towards the sea, creating a windfall. And she's like, I'm fairly certain I could take you on, All Might, but what I was going to ask you, but in any case, this is something I believe turning the Kachan that he'll need. So All Might's like, well, if you insist. So All Might throws like a punch at Sakura, and Sakura basically blocks it with her arm, and it turns like a purplish color, and All Might's like yells, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. I thought you would be able to take it. And Sakura's like, oh, that's fine. And basically she's like, it'll be healed in about 30 minutes. And after a few minutes, like after about 20 minutes of the waiting, like Sakura says, see, it's totally fine, back to 100%, and actually even better. I think I've adapted to withstand that force. And wow, All Might, like, I never thought you were that strong. You were holding back too, weren't you? And All Might's like, yeah, I didn't want to kill you. And she turns to Katsuki, and then she's like, now you. Hit me with your most powerful explosion. I promise I won't get hurt from it. And I won't receive minor injuries that will heal in a few minutes. Like, you won't do any permanent damage, Kachan. Kachan's like looking at her, like, I can't do that, Sakura. And then she basically runs up to him and basically gives him a light punch in the shoulder, and then like slaps him. And she's like, do you honestly think that I would want to hang out with like someone that's not sure of themselves? Come on, Kachan. You were supposed to be training to like beat me one day in a fair fight. And if you don't go all out with this, you're not going to win. You won't even have a chance. So Katsuki like obliges that's not the right word. Basically, it's like, okay, don't come crying and blame me if you get hurt. So Katsuki puts his hands out towards Sakura, and All Might's a little concerned, but is okay. Well, he says, well, if it looks like you're not gonna be able to take it I'll step in. So Katsuki again puts his hands back up and says, here goes nothing. Howitzer, impact! And Sakura gets engulfed in an explosion, and Katsuki screaming, it's like, I knew it. I knew she couldn't take it. And then the smoke clears, and Sakura's like patting herself down and everything. She's like, whoa, you weren't kidding. You've gotten, whoa, that's nothing like from when we were kids. That's, whoa. Yajan, you really have gotten stronger. And Katsuki's looking at her. And she's like, runs up to him and is like, see? I knew you had control of your quirk. You didn't go all out on that, did you? And Katsuki's like, yeah, I kind of could have hurt myself if I would have gotten any further. That's the best I can do without hurting myself. And she smiles and it's like, that's awesome, Kachan. There was times I thought I was going to break from the training I went through, but whoa, I'm impressed. So she begins to laugh, and she turns to All Might. Well, you said before that there was another kid. How about you give your quirk to him, if you think he's worthy? And All Might's thinking, is like, yeah, but you're the perfect candidate for it. Especially after what you've done for this boy. And so Katsuki's little inhibition about using his quirk too much has kind of lessened. So this video is coming up on 27 minutes. After a couple of hours of All Might giving them a few pointers, he basically asks them to, like, wait on cleaning up the rest of the beach. He kind of wants to analyze the other candidate. And this is a point that Sakura receives a text, and it's like, I'm not sure if you remember me, but you gave me your number without me getting without you getting mine. I'm not sure if you remember me, but the boy you bumped into the other day. No, I'm not hurt, but I kind of want to meet up with you. And Sakura, like, kind of blushes, and Katsuki's like, what's up? And she's like, that boy, he wants to meet up with me tomorrow. And Katsuki's like, I'm gonna come with you, because, like, he is Endeavor's son. And Sakura, she's like, Kachan, he's probably not like his father, but in any case, it probably would be best if you were there. And so this is where I'm going to leave this part off. I hope you guys you beautiful souls have enjoyed this one, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you beautiful souls in the next video. Also, the triple upload for today, and I do my days based on my sleep schedule, so I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video.